week we're doing North Wilkesboro, so that should be a lot of fun. Saturday is our truck league. We do a good mix of speedways, short tracks, throw a road course in every once in a while. That usually is about a 20% race. And I forgot to mention our Friday races are actually, they're not anything goes, but they're as close as you can get to that without having, no rules. Just go out there and slug somebody out the way. And then our Sunday league is our Cup league, which we actually follow the real Cup schedule, and we run about 40-45% races. So this week we will actually be racing Kansas while the Cup guys are in Kansas.
Alright, so is this league open setups? Is it fixed setups, or is there like a mixture going on?
Everything is fixed setup. We tend to usually use the expert setup for all the tracks, unless, something's wrong with it where we have to go and fix it. But all of our regular league races are fixed setup. Now, the two big events that we have coming up, or actually, I should say one because the other one is fixed setup. The next big event that's coming up, which is actually the end of this month, our Summer Clash, is going to be open setup. It's going to be open setup at Daytona Revamped 07 Shootout Edition. It's going to be open setup. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're using the regular Cup cars. It's going to be a blast. We had a really good turnout for our last big race. So hopefully we're hoping to get about 15-20 guys to this one. We're running 300 miles, so it's going to be a long race.
So is this open setup Summer Clash a venture to see if you guys can finally go to open setups to see if these guys can see what these guys can do?
It's mainly we're using the open setup at there just because, Daytona, if you fix the setup, it usually comes down to who can make the move at the right time. With the open setup for this race, it makes you actually have to have a good balance between speed and handling, and it's really gonna come down to who has the better setup. As weird as that is to say on Super Speedway, it is gonna come down to that. But for the time being, we're gonna leave it at fixed setups in our leagues, and we're gonna keep it open setup for the big events, just because they mean a little more. But that could possibly be something we'll look into in the future. I mean, I've brought it up many times myself, but we will see what happens with that.
So since you guys are running a full Cup schedule, does this mean that you guys will also have shootout races and an all-star race?
Yes, in fact, we actually just had our all-star race 2 weeks ago, and Steve Szabo, congratulations to him, he won it. We had the all-star race. Whenever they come around the Bud Shootout time, I don't know if we did it this year. I can't remember, but I know in the past that they've had a Bud Shootout where they took all the pole winners from the previous season in the Cup Series and had them run the Bud Shootout, or our shootout. But yeah, whatever the schedule says, then we'll go by that. And yeah, correction, sorry, Triffin won and Mario finished second. But I thought that was the open, but I could be wrong. I wasn't there that week, I was at work.
Alright, so Alex, it's been a pleasure having you on here at Real Racing Radio, and for all people over there at FR, just thank you for joining us and hope to see you soon.
I appreciate it, thank you for your time.
Alright, and to close off this show, we're going to do a little advertisement for the Southern Racing Online Indianapolis 500 to be broadcasted June 4th, 2011 at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Now, this race was scheduled to be run this last Saturday, but due to a few technical difficulties, this race was not able. So this race is a 50% distance with a fixed setup. It's going to run the V8 IndyCar mod at 1 p.m. Eastern. So check out those guys at southernracingonline.com for more information. And that'll do it for this episode of Real Racing Radio, provided by the Revolution Racing League, Race the Revolution, and Southern Racing Online, keeping it in our 2003 Alive Southern style. For John Quinn, Mario Chambers, and everybody involved, I'd like to thank you guys for watching and see you guys next week.